Some memories weigh us down like a stone, and with each passing day, the burden only grows heavier. We try to move forward, but the weight of yesterday stays right there on our shoulders. Yet a long time ago, in a peaceful valley, a humble farmer discovered a truth that still has something important to say to each of us today. Long ago, in an old village nestled between soft, rolling hills, there lived a farmer named Urin. He was a good man who put in an honest day's work. But in his heart, he carried a sadness that never seemed to leave him. A quiet companion through every changing season. Many years before, he had made a serious error in judgment. He misread the signs in the sky and watered his fields just before a powerful storm arrived. The rains washed away all his young crops, destroying his entire harvest in a single day. The other villagers spoke of it for a short while, but life moved on, and they soon forgot. Urin, however, could not forget. He held tightly to that memory and let it convince him of something terrible, that his mistake defined him. He became certain he was no longer a capable farmer. He believed he did not deserve a second chance or fresh, strong seeds to try again, in a shadowy corner of his small home. He kept an old bag filled with the withered, lifeless seeds from that failed harvest. Every year, when spring would return, Urin would fall into the same hopeless routine. He would take those old, dead seeds, plant them in the earth, and wait for a miracle that never came. Not a single green shoot would break through the soil each morning. He would walk by his empty field with a heavy heart, quietly telling himself, perhaps this is all I am now. Perhaps I am just a man who fails. Years went by. The land itself forgot the old mistake. The villagers had long forgotten. But Urin held on to it, season after season, year after year. Then, one still morning, as Urin was preparing the dry soil once more, his neighbor, an elderly man named Suri, walked by. Suri had watched Urin for years, seeing his disappointment grow deeper with every spring that passed. He stopped and asked gently, "My friend, why do you always plant seeds from that same old bag?" Urin looked down, his voice barely a whisper. "These seeds are what I deserve. Good seeds are for better men. This land knows I am a failure." Suri knelt down, picked up one of the seeds from the bag, and pressed it between his fingers. It crumbled instantly into dust. He looked at Urin with kind, steady eyes. "These seeds will not grow," Suri said. "But not because you lack the skill to make things grow." "Then why?" Urin asked. "Because you are planting your past," Suri replied. "And the earth only knows how to receive what is given to it in the present." Urin stared at the soil, silent. "The land does not remember your mistake," Suri continued. "The sun does not remember. The rain does not remember. The only one who remembers is you." Deep quiet settled between the two men. The old man's voice grew even softer. "You were carrying that old season like a chain. You were sowing guilt, not seeds. You were giving life to yesterday, but not to today." Urin felt his eyes sting with tears. It was the first time anyone had ever spoken to him this way. "I am afraid," he confessed quietly. "I ruined everything once. What if I ruin it all again?" Suri placed a warm hand on Urin's shoulder. "My son, your mistake helped shape you, but it does not have to be your prison. Every spring is new. Every seed is a new chance. You must allow your own heart to be new as well." Those words entered Urin's heart like the first ray of light entering a dark room. That evening, he sat by a small fire outside his hut, holding the old bag of seeds. It felt lighter than he remembered, almost empty, much like the hope he had lost so long ago. He closed his eyes and thought of all the years he had wasted looking backward. He remembered every opportunity he let pass by and every spring he allowed to slip away. A deep ache of regret filled his chest, but beneath it, he felt something else begin to loosen and soften. Then he whispered to himself, "It is time." He stood up, opened the bag, and poured the old seeds into the fire. The flames leaped and crackled softly. The seeds curled, turned black, and vanished into the light. Urin watched until the very last ember faded, feeling the warmth on his face. It felt like taking a full, clean breath after a long and harsh winter. The next morning, the very air felt different, lighter and clearer. Urin walked to the village market, and bought a fresh bag of seeds. They were strong seeds, full of life and promise. For the first time in many years, he felt a small, bright spark of hope in his chest. He returned home and began to plant. He worked the soil with calm, steady hands. He placed each new seed gently into the earth and watered them with quiet, focused care. Every seed felt like a new choice, a new step, a true beginning. Days turned into weeks as a ruin tended his field faithfully. He woke with the sun, cared for the young shoots each morning, and waited with a patience he never knew he had. He did not rush the land, and he did not live in fear of what might come. Then, one morning, he stepped outside and simply stopped, his breath catching in his throat. His field was green, a vibrant, living green. New life swayed gently in the breeze. He knelt down and touched the young plants with trembling hands, tears finally filling his eyes. He whispered, "So this is what happens when I plant for today and not for yesterday." That year, he gathered the most abundant harvest of his entire life, not because he became a completely different man overnight, and not because the land had changed. It happened because he finally opened his hands and let go of what was holding him down. When the harvest was complete, Sori came to visit. He smiled as he saw the fields glowing under the autumn sun. "See, my friend," Sori said, "the past can teach you, but it does not own you. The earth was ready to welcome you the moment you decided to welcome yourself." Urin bowed his head. "Thank you," he whispered. "I didn't know I could ever start again." Suri nodded. "Everyone can. Everyone. So often, we plant the same fears every single day and convince ourselves we cannot change. We repeat old thoughts. We replay old moments. We tell ourselves the same painful story over and over. But remember this: your past is not your identity, and it does not have the key to lock you in. You have made mistakes. You carry shadows. You also have every right to turn a new page. You have a right to a new spring and a new season, because yesterday does not get to decide who you are today. Only you can decide that. What matters most is not who you were, but who you choose to become right now. Let the old seeds go. Take new ones. Plant them again. Even if you feel afraid, a new harvest is waiting for you, and it begins the very moment you choose today. If this story touched your heart, please like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe for more gentle stories about strength, hope, and fresh starts. Your support helps these messages reach more people who might need a little light in their day. Thank you for listening, dear friend. May your path ahead be gentle and bright.